Hey guys, Sri Lankan Sammi, retire in Southeast Asia with Sammi. I am so glad you joined me today for this vlog. We are going to get right into it. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of retiring in Sri Lanka based on my personal experience. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the show. I'm a Canadian Sri Lankan citizen, so my take on this is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to talk about visas. There's tons of vlogs about visas. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons culturally, financially, emotionally, physically, right after this. Hey, I'm Sri Lankan Sammi. Let's talk about life after 50. Real talk, no BS. How I went from Canada via South Korea to now chasing my forever home in Southeast Asia. Join me for this next chapter. So guys, I'm a Canadian Sri Lankan citizen. I've been here for 3 years. So I have a different perspective on retiring. Just wait for this. A little too noisy there. Jeez, get a muffler or a catalytic converter. It is a sunny, beautiful morning. It's 9 o'clock. Gee. Thing is loud. It's still going. You can see it in the background there. Wow, that is ridiculous. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. I'm a Canadian Sri Lankan citizen. I'm 56 years old. I'm divorced in Canada 20 years. All right. I lived in South Korea for 18 years. I left 3 years ago and came back to Sri Lanka. Came to Sri Lanka to semi-retire. Check out my previous videos to see where I came from and how I got to Sri Lanka. There's a whole other videos that you can watch on my channel, okay? I truly appreciate you guys tuning into the channel. Lots of love to you guys. Please comment. That really helps the algorithm. Subscribe only if you're interested in this type of content. And if you do subscribe, please watch, like, comment. Hit the bell icon so you know when videos are coming up, okay? Commenting really helps the channel get out there and helps me get monetized. I truly appreciate it. If you want to support the channel, there is merch. You can click the link down below or sponsor me, buy me a coconut. I also offer life coaching. So that is another bonus that you can get. So why did I choose to come to Sri Lanka? Well, in my other video, I basically said it was financial. It was emotional and financial. And sociological, well, no, it was more financial because the cost of living in South Korea is ridiculous and I'm spend less. That is the financial goal to semi-retirement, is to figure out how to spend less, not save more, spend less. And my cost of living here is 20% of what I used to spend in South Korea. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, is what can you expect in retiring in Sri Lanka? What can you expect? So the first thing is, I'm going to say the culture. Coming from a Western country, coming from living in Canada for most of my adult, well, all of my adult life from childhood, from 6 until 38, from 6 years old till 38. So what is that? 32 years to 18 years in South Korea. Both modern Western cultures. And the main difference is the weather, number one. Whereas I came from a Western country, and most of you who are watching are from Western countries, you'll have the 4 seasons, distinct 4 seasons, 4 styles of dress, 4 times of the year where you have different weather. Sunrise and sunset. Here, we're 600 kilometers from the equator. And as you can see, it's monsoon season, and look at the sun. It's beautiful. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and it is hot. It is 32 degrees Celsius. And it's what, August? Yeah. So in Sri Lanka, we have 2 seasons. Hot and, oh my gosh, it's hot. Well, no, you have dry and wet. So, but even in the wet season where I live, I'm not talking about the entire country, but where I live, we don't get torrential rain. We don't get rain for 3 or 4 days. We'll get rain for an hour. That's it. In the 3 years I've been here, I think I've seen maybe 1 day where it was cloudy the whole day. So, but that's where I live. I live in Jayala, which is halfway between the airport and Colombo on the west coast. Now, I don't want to talk about other places because every single place is different. The benefits of living in this area is the weather, but the ocean is not very good in this area. Can't go swimming in the ocean here in Negombo. It's really not safe because of the current and because of the pollution. Whereas if you go on the east coast or the north in Jaffna or Trincomalee or Aragon Bay or the south coast in Weligama, the waters are incredible, but the weather is bad. So there's, you have to decide what you're looking for. And I'm close to Colombo and all of, the modern things that you need if you want to live in a Western style life. So the weather is the first thing. The second thing is the culture. The culture here, I'm going to do a complete video on Sri Lankan culture as compared to the West. Everyone always says, oh, I went to this place and the people were the kindest in the world. I mean, Thailand is the land of smiles. Philippines, the people are wonderful. Vietnam, they're so friendly and accommodating. I'm going to do more videos coming up this week on retiring in Thailand and retiring in the Philippines and my opinions. And these are just my opinions, okay guys? So please don't kill me. Comment and let me know what you think. If you're retired in Sri Lanka, or if you're looking to retire in Sri Lanka, what is your biggest concern that I could answer for you? So, the people, the culture is much slower. It's much more laid back. There is no sense of urgency. It's not like in the Philippines where they say, oh, come at 7 o'clock and they come at 8:30. No. It's not like that. It's just bureaucracy and customer service are non-existent. It's just, it'll happen when it happens. And coming from Korea, where everything was instantaneous and to the second, like I knew when the bus was coming and how many empty seats there were just from the app on my phone 10 years ago. Here, you're lucky if you know if even the buses are operating. Although I would never take a bus in this country. That's another story. But the culture is very, I'm gonna say, in my opinion, colonial. It's very British, proper, respectful, happy, but more island. So if you're from the West, if you think like what people say island time, that's what it is here. It is so slow, so laid back, and trying to get things done is mind-numbing. Now that's because I'm retired here, right? Or semi-retired. Like trying to get a part for my car. Wow, ridiculous. Considering 90% of things are imported here, right? So it's just not easy. Now, The other thing that you need to consider when you're retiring is your level of Western comfort. If you want the modern apartment with the tiling and the water faucets and the bathroom fixtures and the windows and all of that and the air conditioning and the good internet and the proper furniture and everything that you had in the West, if you want to copy what you had in a 2-bedroom family home, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay through the nose. Forget about getting a car. You're talking 300, 400% more for the same car here. Don't think about a car, right? Getting a car in this country is ridiculous. I'll talk about that in another video in the future. But just to exist here, you have to try to figure out what is your level of comfort. What are you willing to sacrifice? I have yet in my 3 years here to have one great steak. I had a good steak, but I've never had a great steak. Pork chops, yeah, I got. Lamb if you want it, they have it here. Chicken, not a problem. Fish, we live on an island. There's fish everywhere. But, I mean, I haven't had McDonald's in years because the McDonald's closed down here and they haven't reopened. Burger King is there is no bread here that I like. Or maybe I just haven't found it because I live in the countryside. I'm lucky I found the coffee I like. But what are you willing to give up? If it's food, then you have no problem. But if you can't live without your food, then you're going to be in trouble. Or you're going to have to pay for it, to import it. Even then, you still won't get what you desire. Whereas in North America, I could get relatively fresh scallops, right? I mean, everything is flash frozen. Unless you live by the ocean. But there's no such thing as scallops here. And no such thing as lobster. And steak is, even Sri Lankan cows, they're just not. I've even tried going to a butcher and asking for the proper cut. I have to get imported Australian beef and it's rock hard frozen. And unless I get a good quality piece and I can thaw it out properly and marinate it properly, then I have a decent steak, but it's not great. Just for an example, mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup. First of all, you can't get mayonnaise here, and when you do get it, it's just not the same. Mustard doesn't exist, the yellow mustard. They have imported Dijon mustard, or they have this mustard paste, which is disgusting. And ketchup, yeah, the ketchup is just not the same. Now, I'm not a huge ketchup eater, so I'm not worried about that. Barbecue sauce and stuff like that, it's just not the same. So I avoid it because it's just that the flavor's not there. I'm not used to it, I don't like it. I have to give it up. So if you can get past that, then you're okay. And then the next thing is healthcare. And I'm gonna say, I'm healthy. Knock on wood, I'm healthy. But the healthcare I've had to get, for example, an MRI, for example, steroid shots for my neck, implants replaced, blood tests and everything like that were quick, easy, cost-effective. Hey guys, Sri Lankan Sammi here. Thank you for watching the video. If you like what you're seeing, please think about subscribing and liking. Also, to help the channel get out in front of other people just like you, if you could comment, that will help the algorithm get it out there. And hit that bell icon so that you know when the next video is dropping. I truly appreciate that. If you want to sponsor me, scan the QR code right here, or click the link down below, buy me a coconut. Or if you are interested in life coaching, I offer that right here. Scan this QR code or click the link down below. I'm Sri Lankan Sammi, retire in Southeast Asia. We'll see you all on the other side. The cost of my medical expenses without insurance is cheaper than paying monthly medical insurance at my age. Now, that doesn't mean in the future I might get medical insurance. It all depends on your needs, okay? As you get older, medical insurance becomes way more expensive and sometimes non-existent. You know, you can't get medical insurance over 75. Well, maybe you can, maybe, I don't know. From what I understand, you can't. But you can get travel insurance, I'm pretty sure, at any age. So that's an important thing to get. When you get traveling, you get travel insurance, even if it's for a short time, until you can figure out what to do locally. The next thing is electricity and power and internet and cell phone. So technology. Much slower, much more expensive, I'm gonna say. Compared to Canada, no, but compared to Korea, yes. Cell phone, not as expensive. Now, I don't use cell phones the way average person does. I do not talk on the phone. I have no one to talk to. And even when I have friends, it's SMS or like messaging services like WhatsApp, Kakao, or Messenger, or whatever. I don't talk on the phone. I don't like doing that. But internet service, unless I'm outside the house, I don't use data. Now, home data, because I'm an internet guy and because I do work from home and I do YouTube, I have fiber connection. So I used to pay about $100 a month and it dropped down to about $50 a month when Starlink came out. And I'm getting really decent speeds. 300 download, 100 upload. Wish it was faster, but it is what it is. Regular, like DSL, like the cable internet, it's not very fast and I'm gonna say about 30 bucks a month, 30 bucks a month, but they have data caps. So that's the problem. You have a data cap. You don't have unlimited internet in this country. Everything has a data cap. Ratna City, oh, Bacon. Ah, okay. That's Ratna City, our house man. I'm gonna introduce you guys to the people who work in our house in another video. He had just gone to the doctors to pick up his medicine. Mom takes care of all of his medical costs. Takes him to the doctor when he needs his checkup and, you know, his regular medication, you know, just like old age. He's in his 70s. So, what else do you guys want to know about retirement? Let me just turn off the screen here. When you retire, you want to look at location, you want to look at comfort, you want to look at medical, and you want to look at convenience. So conveniences being like electricity costs, water costs, internet costs, like modern conveniences. Okay? The final thing you got to look at is the cost of living. So the cost of living is a question I cannot answer specifically. I'm going to do videos in the future about the cost of living specifically in each category so you can get a general idea, right? But until you come here, you're never going to know what your cost of living is going to be. Maybe you don't like living in Colombo. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't like eating Sri Lankan food. Maybe you do. It all depends on what you like to do, and you won't know it until you get here and try it. So this is my advice. If you're thinking about retiring in Sri Lanka, come here. If you've never been here, come here on a vacation for, I'm gonna say you have to do at least 2 or 3 weeks to get the full experience. If you're gonna fly all the way here from North America or Europe, you might as well do a long trip, because then you can get a little taste of each of the regions of the country. And you come in the high season, because that's the best. Okay, you don't want to come here in the rainy season, because you're just wasting your money. So you come here to experience the best of the country, and you travel around as a tourist. Okay, you get a flavor. Then you figure out, okay, I've been to this place. Okay, now I'm going to do my online research. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that area. Okay, yeah, I remember that area. Oh, let me look at the pictures. Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that place. I kind of liked it. Okay, let's do some research on that place. Oh, I see a video about that place. Okay, I kind of remember it. Okay. Then your second trip, you come here for 3 or 6 months. And here's the trick. Half the trip should be in the rainy season. So what you should do is, you should come in like the latter part of the high season, so like February, March, and then stay through to June, July. That way you'll get a taste of what it's like to actually live here full time. Now, what people forget when they are traveling, oh, I want to live in the Bahamas. I had such a great time there. Yeah, but you were on vacation. You didn't pay for anything. Everything was included in your cost, and you lived on a hotel. When you retire or live someplace, how much is it going to cost you to get a part for your fridge? How much is it going to cost to get the food that you want? How much is it going to get your teeth cleaned? You don't do those things when you're on vacation. But when you're living somewhere for a long time, you figure out how much your costs are going to be. Especially your startup costs. Because when you first move someplace, you got to buy all the toiletries, all the cleaning supplies, good morning, all the stuff you need for your house, extra towels, blankets, sheets, pillows, things like that. Those costs, you don't know those costs when you're on vacation, but when you're living, you know those costs. You can factor them into your retirement plan. Now, obviously, those are one-time costs, but still, like the setup costs, yeah, one time. But dentist, doctor, what the heck? The flies love me for some strange reason. And why is it that always flies and mosquitoes always find your ear? I'm sleeping and the mosquitoes will always find my ear. Bite any other part of my body, I don't care, but why are you hitting me up on my ear? Ugh. That's the other thing. The bugs. If you coming from a Western country, we don't have bugs. Here, I've gotten used to them. Now I live in the countryside, okay? So the mosquitoes are not bad here. I used to have to sleep with a mosquito net, but now I don't, because now I'm on the second floor. I used to live on the ground floor. So up on the second floor, I don't have to worry about mosquitoes. But I can't have my window open without a screen. Otherwise, I will, once in a while, I'll have a mosquito. But mosquito bites don't bother me. I'm not allergic to mosquito bites. The other thing, we have geckos. If you don't like lizards, you're not gonna like that. They're harmless. They eat mosquitoes and spiders. Spiders. I don't like spiders. And we have big ones. I tell you, I had a story. A spider this big, a wolf spider this big. Not one, not two, four. 4 of them over the course of a year. When I was living downstairs, I come into the bathroom one night and there's one of them right up there, and it was huge. It was huge. Then the next time I found one crawling across my desk, and I tried to kill it, and it had babies all on the back of it. Oh my God, I almost burned down the house. And then the third time, when I wake up in the morning, it's dark because I have to class at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is 6 a.m. in Korea. I put my hand on the wall without my glasses on to turn on the light. So I put my hand on the wall and I reach over with my other hand to turn on the light. And I don't have my glasses on. And I see something on the wall, a dark patch. I have very bad eyes. I see something in the darkness, a patch. So I take my hand away, I put on my glasses, it's a big ass spider. I kill it, and then another one pops up from underneath the desk. I was like, there was 2 of them under my desk. And these are huge wolf spiders. I was like, oh, couldn't handle it. We have snakes, but they're garden snakes. They're tiny little things. We have mice, field mice. We haven't caught them in the house, but they're around the house. Monitor lizards. We have monitor lizards. They're harmless unless you corner them. They're not going to come to you. You're not going to see them before they see you. They'll run away. They're very skittish. But I've seen a couple around my house. Peacocks we have, which are fine. But again, you get close to one of those things, it's going to peck you. We don't have elephants. We don't have tigers. We don't have leopards. Well, there's no tigers in Sri Lanka. We have leopards and elephants, but not here. And bears. We have very small bears. Again, not here. Birds, parrots. I walk around, I see parrots in the morning. It's beautiful. So if you don't like bugs, cockroaches and ants, those are invasive. Cockroaches, not the kind of cockroaches that we're used to in North America. These are outdoor cockroaches. They come inside when there's too much rain. They come up through the drains, and you'll find them upside down in the bathroom. Big guys, like this big. Ants, if you don't spray for ants, you're gonna get ants, especially living in the countryside. They're everywhere. Yeah, ants, spiders, and the occasional cockroach. I've seen a snake once or twice, monitor lizard 2 or 3 times. Flies are everywhere. Oh my God, today there's lots of flies. Never had this before. They're all over the place. But if you, like in our outdoor kitchen, oh my God. I have to like constantly be putting the fly tape up so that they don't get on the food when our cook is cooking. We have a cook. I'll introduce you to her later. Yeah, so if you don't like bugs, you're not gonna like it here. If you don't like heat and humidity, you're not gonna like it here. If you don't like your creature comforts, your Starbucks, your, gelato, you can find it, but it's very expensive, then you're not gonna like it here. But if you're willing to sacrifice some of those Western comforts for what is going on today? Do I smell today or something? I don't know. Did I step in something? I'm attracting flies everywhere. I had a shower, so jeez. It's that same fly. It's the same fly that's following me. It's the same one. What the heck? Anyway, I said the cons, but the pros are, if you want a stress-free life, which is very slow, very easy, and the food is so healthy. So healthy. Very healthy. Like I'm gonna have to run because this fly is really bothering me. The food is really healthy. I've reduced my weight, my cholesterol, my high blood pressure just from eating healthy. Sorry guys, that video ended because the battery is dying. So I'm gonna wrap this up and say, make sure you figure out what it is that you wanna do, okay? And don't worry about the flies, all right? Join me next time for another in the series of retirement videos. And I thank you guys in advance for joining me. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy, retire in Southeast Asia with Sammy. We'll see you all on the other side. Remember, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. Be kind to each other. And remember, we're not strangers. We're friends who haven't met yet.